Good morning. It is Saturday, August 13th, 2022. We are now entering the Presidential Range / Dry River Wilderness on the Dry River Trail. We've only taken this for a short part up near the junction of Isolation Trail. So today, oh, there's someone camping over there. We're going to go out all the way up this and then pop over to Isolation, come back down to this, camp somewhere, and because there are designated campsites, and there's also a shelter that they're planning to remove, but I believe it's still there. Does the trail cross here? Does the trail cross here?
I don't know. I mean,
anyway,
I can see it there.
And then tomorrow we're going to go up the head wall and then down over the southern presidentials. We got to figure out where the trail goes. We're about 1.5 miles in, and it's so small on here, but that's Washington with the clouds starting to eclipse it. And then in front of it is the Oaks head wall, which is where we're going to go tomorrow. Climb up that. Yay. And then down below is the Dry River, which it's visible right through here. We'll be crossing it in, I think, about 0.4 miles on a suspension bridge. But for now, we just climbed up a steep, and our trail is looking pretty soft and nice right here. Okay, this is the suspension bridge over the Dry River. Our first time here. See how it's anchored right into the rocks behind us. Okay, let's hope. Oh, geez, they're gonna make me climb to get up here. Got it. Sorry about that. Ooh, this one doesn't bounce. Very stable. Well, I take it back. It's bouncing. It's much more stable than the Great Gulf one is. That's looking downriver and upriver. So in 2011, Hurricane Irene came through and did a lot of damage in the Dry River Wilderness. So there's going to be sections where it completely eroded the side of the trail into the river, and we dealt with it a little bit on our hike last year up in this area, but I think it's going to be a lot worse following the river now for so long. So we'll see. We're about 2 miles in right now, and it's about 4.5 miles total to the split with Isolation Trail. So I think things get a little bit spicier from this part on in terms of route finding.
So we're walking along the Dry River Trail. This is the Dry River right here. It's picturesque. It's lovely. The light isn't great. It's early and there's not much sun. But I figured I'd show a little bit of what the trail looks like. It's a bit flat. It's going along the riverside, which is nice. It's in the trees, so not too much sun. The early part of the day is going to be not so steep, so that's good. And when we decide we're going to climb, we have a place to drop our packs. We'll do some slackpacking today. Should be nice. Laura's up there waiting for me. She probably wondered what happened to me. There are places in here to camp, but you're not supposed to camp this close to the water. 200 feet. That's what you want. But there have been a couple of nice spots along the way. So this is it. Dry River Trail. This part of it, at least.
So we're a little bit past the junction with, what is it? Mount Clinton Trail, which goes over to Mitzpah Hut. And This is the river. There's been huge sections of erosion on the other side of the river, and now we're coming into one of our own. So the trail is going up this right here, and then it's like a nice washout. It goes all the way up there, comes down. We're gonna cross this. It goes down to the water. Yep, we're gonna cross it. And then we're gonna try to find where the trail goes.
So another section past the split with Mountain Clinton Trail. It's right here. It's really nice. It's right along the water. Probably could swim in there if we really wanted to. It's a little cool for that now. But the trail is really very wide and open here and along the water. So the scenery is beautiful. The sounds are great. And it's not too difficult to walk, so that's nice.
This is that orchid. It's a really nice one. It's called broadleaf helleborine. Can you see it?
Yep.
Cool. These are very happy here. Way bigger than the other ones I've seen.
There's Laura. Okay. It's time to continue. It's nice here. This is a great trail so far.
Yeah, I'm liking it. We are about 2/10 of a mile, maybe less, from the junction with Davis Path. This is Isolation Trail West. And the bottom of it is follows like a stream that goes into the dry river, and a lot of that is washed out, and a little bit of route finding. It's better marked now than it was last year, though. There are some cairns. And then you get into this nice soft tread. We're going down right now, which we've been pretty steadily going up, but I'm gonna go up a little bit more, and then we'll be up on Davis Path, which I'm sure I won't shoot any video of because I've done it before. And there's no views really. There might be one, but we had a couple. Yeah, well, if we see a moose, then I'll shoot video, right? But anyway, we're slackpacking. John's got on a little thing with water, food, emergency kit, backup battery, charger, headlamp, first aid. We got layers. So should be about 7 miles of slackpacking today. So over half of our mileage. So that's pretty nice. All right, next stop will be the summit of Isolation.
So we're on our way back from the peak of Isolation. We're coming through a section here of the Isolation Trail, Dry River Trail.
No, Isolation.
Isolation Trail. And there's tons of Indian pipes. Look at them all. Look at all those Indian pipes. That's amazing. There's some of them are big and some of them are small.
We don't call them Indian pipes anymore.
Oh, that's right. What's the new name?
Ghost pipe or ghost plant?
Ghost plant or ghost pipe. Okay. Yeah. That doesn't stick in my mind.
No.
But this trail is not too steep. We slack packed out. I'm sure Laura mentioned it already. Out to Isolation Summit. We'll go back and pick up our packs and go deeper into the dry river. See the falls and find a place to camp.
Over there.
What's that?
That's the headwall and everything. I don't know if you can catch it by zooming in.
I don't know.
Want me to zoom? No. Up in there.
Up in there. Up in there.
Actually, that might be the edge of Franklin.
Tomorrow we'll do some
Franklin
of that stuff.
and Monroe. Sorry, now I'm pointing.
Yep.
Monroe, and then over here. Oh, jeez.
Jeez.
Jeez. Sorry.
I can't get those because of the trees that are in the way.
Yeah, we're not climbing that though. We're gonna be climbing up that way.
Okay.
This is the edge of this is
The presidential.
right
This is
here
Eisenhower here.
Yeah.
Yep, that's right. Straight ahead through those trees. I know the trees are amazing. This must look awesome. But it's still a nice, comfortable, interesting, easy path.
Oh, look at how soft and gentle it is.
It's true. I don't have to look down every single step. Just every fourth step. There's more of... Yep, tomorrow's day is that. Okay, so it's the isolation trail.
Down the water 48.
Okay, summit of isolation. There's Washington
You've done them all too?
right there. I can see there's a train up there with the steam thing coming out of it.
Yeah, the ones
Is this
that you've
Monroe?
done that I haven't is
Monroe is sticking out right there. Yep. And then Eisenhower's in.
Oh, whoa. Oh, train.
And then Boot Spur, Slide Peak,
Where you guys from?
Wildcats, and Carter's.
Waterville Valley?
Bald Faces
Maine?
right over
Or
there.
no.
Not Waterville. Waterville Valley is in the way.
All right, so this is the most people I've ever seen up here. Crazy. All right.
Now I know why the parking was all taken.
Okay, so tonight we're gonna go back down where we were, which is, whoops, down, there's a river right in here. And then tomorrow we're gonna go up the head wall and then over to Lakes of the Clouds. And then come up Monroe and down. Should be good. We are, I think, a little over 8 miles in. And I think we should do 13 today to get to our campsite. Back over here, looking towards the Pemi, I can see the slide on the Twins. All right, time for some pizza. Okay, we are coming to the end of the isolation trail west. We just picked up our packs, which we had hidden off to the side of the trail. So now we're back to slow going. Actually, it doesn't feel that bad. So the next thing is we're gonna junction back up with Dry River Trail. And we're gonna head north on it. So we're gonna take a right. And part way up, there is a Dry River waterfall. So there's a spur trail out to it, which according to Gut Hook is an unmarked spur trail that's very muddy with treacherous footing. But we're in a drought. Things are super dry. So I figure if you're ever gonna go out there, now is the time. So we're gonna go out there. It's a 20-foot tall waterfall, and it looks pretty nice, but the water again is so low because of the drought. Who knows? It might be nothing to speak of. But we're gonna go do that. Then north of that, a tenth or two, is Dry River Shelter number 3, which hasn't been removed yet. So there's still a place up there. And then a tenth of a mile past that is a major tributary of the Dry River, so that's where we're going to water up for camp. That's our plan. So the next thing should be the waterfall. Well, this is very nice. This is Dry River Falls. And I brought swimming stuff. It's not particularly hot right now, but I think I'm gonna change and see how cold it actually is. I don't know. As John's gonna wade, he's taking off his bottom part of his pants and his shoes. Anyway, super cool. Dry River Falls. This is just a different angle view of it. I'm actually in the water, and it is cold. Although it would make a good swimming spot, but I'm up to my knees right now, and I don't think I'm going in. Woo. Too bad we weren't here last weekend. That would have been awesome. You're not going in, right? I got changed for not. Oh well. I'm just standing on this little outcropping. John. Oh, it's too bad it's not 80 degrees today. This is the Dry River Shelter number 3. We're gonna set up our tent right here because this shelter is filled with mice. I just don't prefer to have mice running over my face while I'm sleeping and stuff. So here's the shelter. There were 3 of them on Dry River Trail. 2 of them have been removed, and this one is going to be removed the next time they do maintenance. There's a little fire pit area. And then we're right next to the water. I believe there's no privy or anything out here. Let's see. So there's water right there. I need to fill up my bladder here. Oh wait, what's this? Maybe this is... I don't know if this is the trail. Looks like it is the trail. So the trail between the Dry River waterfall and this shelter was really overgrown, wet, even though we're in a drought. Oh, here's a... Okay, so I know where you have to cross, and this is a little cairn, such as it is. Okay, so the trail's gonna cross there. So I'm gonna water up here. Tomorrow we'll be coming this way before we get up to the head wall. So it's pretty.
Good morning. We just finished camping at the Dry River Shelter. It's about, I don't know what time it is, 7 o'clock? 7:20. We're on our way up the Dry River Trail up to Lake of the Clouds.
Feels more like a riverbed.
It's dry though. At least it's not running water.
That's true.
Yeah, this is not so easy walking. But that's okay. The sun is out. It's looking like it's going to be a great day. We'll head up and do Monroe. After we hit Lake of the Clouds Hut, maybe water up there. Yeah, so this is what it looks like. Rocks are mossy. Needs a good brushing in places. This isn't very heavily traveled. It's gonna get worse, Laura says. I haven't been up here, but she says it'll be worse. We met some guys yesterday who came down it. They said it was tight. So that should be interesting. But at least for now, we're not squeezing through the brush, so that's good. So that's it.
We are 1.25 miles in from the Dry River Shelter. And we have a little view out to the head wall where we're headed. And this is what the trail is now, has now become. It was actually like semi-maintained for a wilderness trail. I was surprised at how much stuff had been cut and things put down to walk on. But now, all of a sudden, we're in a really tight area. But the ground is dry here. Right before this, it was like going through alpine bog and stuff, and we're in a drought. It was still quite muddy, so I can't imagine doing it in a wet year. It'd be up to your knees in mud. But in any case, it's a little tight right here. So if you don't enjoy getting slapped by wet branches, actually it's not that wet, it's just dew. But this might not be the trail for you. I've really enjoyed it. It feels like nobody ever is on it. And there's a lot of variety. All right, now we're kind of out of that thick, but as you can see, it's still a bit overgrown. Okay, so coming up, we're going to be climbing the head wall. It gains over 1,000 feet in 1 mile, so it's going to be a lot like work. And there should be some awesome views out into Oaks Gulf. Okay, we just popped out of the trees and we're looking at the head wall here. This is Monroe, and then this is the Oaks Gulf head wall. And then this is Boot Spur right there, believe it or not. All right, and I think we're gonna be heading up, I think it's kind of on the left side of the head wall. Let's go get it. Okay, we are at a little viewpoint, which I can't zoom in enough to make it really look the way it looks in real life, but over here, someplace is Chicorowa sticking up, and if you come directly in front of it, it's Isolation, which looks so tiny. And then Passaconaway down here, and the Sleepers, and Whiteface, and the Tri-Pyramids. And then this is the Montalban range, so north Isolation, then there's a little bump, then there's Isolation, and then going further down you get to Crawford, you get to Stairs, Crawford, Resolution, and then Parker. And then over this way is Boot Spur. And then we're heading up the head wall. We can't really see it through here. And then this is the edge of Monroe right there. You can sort of coming along it. Beautiful day. All right. We got some climbing to do. Yeah. So we just came out again. We're still in the trees, I think, officially. There's a spider web right there. I don't think it shows up on here. And here is the head wall. It looks much more impressive in real life, I'm sure. There's no shortage of water on this trail, so if you're thinking of coming up here, you can refill many times. There's actually another big water that is marked on my Gut Hook app, so, and I can hear more water. I mean, some of the trail has been just like water coming down the trail. This is a bit wet right here. Oh yeah, you can see this is the trail. Oh, we're getting into an open area. That's interesting. So I feel like this trail is not unlike Great Gully, except not as steep. That's what it feels like to me. And you don't have that one spot like you do on Great Gully. That's pretty terrifying. Hey, here's a pitcher plant. I mean, a sundew just hanging out on a rock in the middle of the trail. Cool. All right. So we're heading up. This is pretty cool right here.
Set up your tent.
Yeah, a little wet. All right, we are still climbing. It's just been really pretty. This is the trail. And I could just see cairns up to along the ridge to my right. So I think we're just gonna come up here and the trail will turn. Let's see. Maybe. I think that's the edge of Monroe right there. Is it? Maybe not. I thought Monroe was right there. Oh, there's the cairn. I mean, the trail obviously goes this way. I see another cairn. We saw one blaze and a little piece of a blaze on two rocks up here. Because it's wilderness, they are not gonna maintain any blazes. So those are, I was a little surprised actually how well preserved the first one I saw was. Okay, so we are officially out of the trees now.
Very cool up here.
Oh, there it is. Hello. I can't see my, there it is. Looking down the valley.
That's Monroe there.
Hey, there's people. I think you're right. I think that's Monroe. All right, so we're gonna follow our trail. We got, I can see 4 more cairns, and then we're gonna come along the ridge up there and end up at Lakes of the Clouds, and then we'll just head down the Southern Presidentials. Very cool. Over here, Boot Spur. Everything looks so dark right now. Come on. There it is. Well, all right. We are officially out of the wilderness now. This is Monroe right here. Some clouds coming behind. Let's hope they're gonna blow through Kerrigan in the distance. And here's the sign. We're out of it now because we're pretty close to a hut. Boot Spur over here. You want to move?
Yep.
Oh, I can see the summit of Washington. Yeah, all the stuff sticking up right there. All right. Hut right there. Mount Washington. We just came up. We actually came up right here. Awesome. There are people up on the summit of Monroe. And you can also see the trail coming on around it. Which there were people before, I don't see them now. And then there's the trail going up it. I can see someone right there wearing red. Oh, and there's a bunch of people heading out from down low right now. So we're gonna head down to the hut and refill our water. And then hit Monroe and keep going. It looks like Adams might be getting hit with some clouds. So we are approaching the summit of Monroe right now, but there's a million people up there. Well, maybe not a million, but there are people up there. So I'm just gonna shoot my video from here. A little airplane right there. There goes John, heading over. And then Eisenhower is in the sun right behind it. This is Little Monroe right there. This is the Cog Railway Station, Marshfield Station. And then looking back, yeah, there's a cloud now right over Washington. Clay has a little bit of cloud. Jefferson's got a little bit of cloud. Yep. And down there is one of the lakes of the clouds. And this is where we're just hiking down in there. Oaks Gulf. Looking over to Isolation. And the rest of the Montalban Range. All right. It's really nice up here. We each put on a layer just because the t-shirt, it's a little bit of wind. The t-shirt is a little bit too little, but it's beautiful. It's probably 55 or 60, but some wind, a little breeze. All right, next stop will be Eisenhower. Okay, so Little Monroe, whoops, and then Eisenhower, and then Pierce, and then Jackson and Webster, the Willie Range right there. Behind that's the Bonds, but it's kind of socked in now all of a sudden. And then I can see the Lincoln Slide, but I'm sure it's not visible back here. Franconia Ridge. Oh man, it's just blowing in so fast because Kerrigan was totally clear like 10 seconds ago. And then the Hancocks. Tri-Pyramids are still clear. Whiteface past Conway right there. Chicora was still good. Yeah. But man, look at how fast it's coming in. It's just moving. Smile. All right. Summit of Eisenhower. Next stop, right there, Pierce. And then we'll make a decision. Nice and clear now. Here's the view from right before the summit of Pierce. The summit's right there. And there's Isolation. Lovely. Okay, so we decided at Mitzpah Hut that we would forego doing Jackson and Webster today because it added another, I don't know, 2 miles or so, and you'd have to descend Webster Cliff on tired legs. Don't really feel like it. Wow, this is nice. So we're taking Mount Clinton Trail down. Yes, the original plan. We're sticking to it. And there is Dry River Cutoff Trail that bumps into Mount Clinton Trail very close to the hut. And we took that way last year up to the hut, and it was really overgrown, wet, just lots of blowdowns, and it was just a mess. So I was a little bit afraid of what this would be like. But we just met a guy who went down this yesterday and then came up Dry River Cutoff today. And he said this was much, much, much nicer. So it sure seems like it right now. I mean, I could actually run on this if I wanted to. But wow, nice. So this is going to go back and bump into the Dry River. And we're going to have to do a water crossing there of the river. But it didn't look too bad yesterday. And then we will take it out, take Dry River Trail out to the car. And I think we picked this, I think it bumps into the Dry River Trail about 2 miles or 2.5 miles up. So we're going to go over the suspension bridge again for Dry River and out to the car. And that was really easy walking. So I'm pretty excited because I think that this had like 2,800 feet of decline and 190 feet of incline, which sure beats going out via Webster. And that was like 800 more feet of gain and 4,000 feet of descent. So this is just going to be much, much nicer. I'm pretty excited about it. Okay, we are now at the end of the Mount Clinton Trail. The only thing left, well, is a crossing, although, okay, I see a cairn there. There's a cairn here. It looks like the trail goes into the woods right here.
Yeah, Mike.
So, there's a, yeah, I do
there?
see, I can see 2 cairns in a row out in the middle. See them? And this cairn right here. But if we go down here,
Yeah, we're
there's just wet.
Yeah, we're gonna get wet.
So, okay, so
But if we go
I'm gonna go this
down
way.
50 feet,
Yeah. Let's see. I mean, I don't mind getting wet, but if I don't have to get wet, that would be good too. So once we get across this, then it's just smooth sailing all the way back. You think it's right through there?
Yeah, I'm gonna take it.
Okay. Let's go see.
So we're crossing the Dry River. Once upon a time, I'm sure this was huge. It's pretty wide here, but it's also pretty dry. So we just went across this place where we had to do a little bit of rock hopping, but it was easily done. There's some cairns through here, so we can see where it is we're aiming for. Looks like we'll be going in up ahead a ways. If this were wet, I don't know what we'd be doing. I guess swimming. There's a bunch of cairns here. Yesterday morning we came to this intersection but stayed on the Dry River Trail to head up to where we were gonna catch up with Isolation Trail. And now we're coming back on the piece of the loop. Bump back into Dry River Trail. It's coming up. Somebody did a good job with these cairns. They're quite nicely balanced. I can see a cairn across this water right here. Which looks like it should be pretty simple to get across. Plenty of rocks to step on. Let's see how Laura's doing. Who's coming? So there we are. Let's see if we can get across this. And then we're home free. Well, still have another couple of miles, 2.5 miles, I think. But we're almost back.
Okay, I'm in the middle of the Dry River right now. I think it should be completely rock hoppable today. I'm not really sure. I see those two cairns up near John, but then I don't know where it goes in. I think it goes in right near there. And here we are. Beautiful. Okay, well, I don't think I need any more videos, maybe at the suspension bridge, but I already shot that, so. It was a great hike. Really, really, really enjoyed it, and Mount Clinton Trail is good. I thought it was a fine trail, a nice trail. Much, much better than the Dry River cutoff. Okay, I'm gonna go catch up with him. Oh, I see a third cairn up there, almost to where he is.